Hello, my name is Jelan Abrams, and we are back with Unknown and Talented. And one thing I hate is losing. I'm a sore loser. I hate it. I want to win. I don't care if I'm playing with kids. I want to beat these kids because I am a sore loser. Every year around this time, we lose an hour. And I just hate losing in general. But the most important thing I feel like in life is time. And I hate to lose that. You know, you have good momentum going, and next thing you know, they just take an hour away from you. But then you can look at another side. How many hours did I just give away this week, this month, this year? Think about your week, for example. What did you do this week where you said, I probably could have saved that hour of time? So about 10 years ago, I was 21, taking care of my grandmother. She had Parkinson's, where, kind of where you're shaking a lot. If you think about Back to the Future, the star, he has Parkinson's. So that's pretty much what she had. And I was just taking care of her, 21-year-old, in the morning, give her pills, taking care of her throughout the day. Nighttime, giving her pills. She was sleeping beside me at night. That's pretty much it. Because, if she needed to wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, I will help her, right? And thinking about seeing your grandmother go through that, you don't think she has that much time left. You think about, she might not be around too much longer, but you want to help out at least for her to enjoy her last, days. So it was this one day, March 11th, 2013, where, I was taking care of her, getting her ready for bed, picking her up, walking her up the stairs, getting ready to brush her teeth, and, getting ready to go to sleep. She had a good day. She was eating Girl Scout cookies. So, she enjoyed herself. And, you got her up to bed, and I'm, laughing, joking with her like I usually do. I'm a jokester. So just joking with her. And basically when I'm picking her up to like clean out her dentures, like she's like, no. And it's like kind of weird. It's like, we're getting ready for bed. And then basically she pretty much passed away in my arms. Her breathing, she wasn't breathing anymore. And I'm holding her and just like very confused and like yelling for my dad to come because I didn't know what was really going on. You think of, she's an older lady. She's going to pass at one point, but I just didn't realize how instant it could be. How like you can have life in 1 minute and then you're gone the next, like that. You don't really think about that. You think about passing away in your bed, you're an old person, you slept through the night, and it happens instantly, but you don't really think of it. To actually physically see it was kind of affected me. It's kind of made me look at time different. It's like you can go at any time. So just thinking about how instant we can lose our life, I think about using our time wisely, balancing our time, because you never know when you're going to have that last breath, that last time you're on earth. And we're not just living to live. We all have goals. We want to make a legacy. We want to have those kids. We want to have the statues with our names all over them. That's kind of what we think of. So you don't think of just living to survive. You don't know how much time you have. You think of Biggie, Tupac. They were here not too long, but their name lives on. You want to have that impact, not really knowing how long you're going to be here. If anybody knows me, they know I love social media. I love talking. I love replying to your story, hearting your story. You probably you probably never met me and know me from social media because I probably talked to you on social media. So thinking about balancing my time or managing my time, that was one area of my life I realized I had to cut down. Because I don't know if you have screen time on your phone. They have usually on Apple. It might be on Android as well. But I was up to about 8 hours a day on the phone. And most of that time was on social media. So to be more productive and balancing my time, I knew that wasn't the healthiest way to balance my time. So I had to put restrictions on it. And a way that I put restrictions on it was called, the screen time app. You can actually open it up and you can actually go into it and put restrictions on time. So I put restriction on Instagram, about 30 minutes a day. It's hard. Definitely some days I ignore it, but it's definitely a hard thing to do. But I think having that restriction there puts a boundary on how much time you do. Instead of spending 3 hours a day on Instagram, setting that boundary for 30 minutes, even if I probably go over a little bit, I still am conscious of that. I have TikTok, set that for 15 minutes a day. And YouTube, I think I set it for 30 minutes as well. But just restricting those times so my time is not on the phone all day, because I am a content creator. Yes, you do have to look at content for research, but you don't need to be on there for 8 hours a day. That makes no sense. It's no it's only 24 hours you have. You don't have to be on here for 8 hours. So just cutting that down. So now you have time to spend in actual creation process. Cause I'm a creator, content creator, not just a content consumer. I'm just thinking about in January, I wasn't on social media for a minute. Basically I was doing the test for work. That was very important where I could actually lose my job if I didn't pass this test. And I said, what's more valuable, having this test or making sure people know what I'm doing in January? And it's definitely the test. You need your job to support all the other creative things I have to do. So I said, I'm going to cut that off. That's not something I can do long term, but it definitely helped me stay focused. And if I could just take a little bit of that, what I did in January of not even being on here at all and just sprinkling it throughout these other days, I feel like it's going to be more beneficial on my time, because now I have this extra time to do something else productive. Is that creating? Is that finding another source of income, doing this podcast, just trying to find different ways to spread my time instead of just consuming at a crazy pace. So another thing I struggle with, and probably a lot of you struggle with as well, is procrastination. So we are definitely active. It looks like we're busy. We're doing stuff, but we always put back the thing that's the most important, that's going to progress our life forward, to the back end. So you have 4 tasks. 1 task is the most important. 3 tasks are easy. We're going to knock out those 3 tasks. So it looks like we're busy. It looks like we're doing things. That 1 task gets pushed back a week, get pushed back a month, and it never gets done. So we're still doing things. I'm not saying procrastination means you're lazy. So you're actually still getting things done. But the most important thing that's going to change your life, we put it back because we're like, man, I just don't feel like doing it today. Man, I just don't feel like doing it today, because that's the most important thing you need to do. That's going to take the most effort and work. And you might not be feeling like doing those 3 things at the end, but focus on that 1 task. Something that I do that makes it easier for me to get these tasks done. I have a planner, a physical planner, where I legit write down, let's say Tuesday I record podcast. I say, I want to record a podcast on Tuesday. That's my first goal. I want to work out. I want to do this it pretty much in order. So I make sure my first task is done first. We're not going to 2 and 3. We're going to 1. So that gives you a reminder, like, I got to get this done, and then whatever task you don't complete, you move on to the next day. So this thing that you're supposed to be doing on Tuesday, you keep moving it down. Next thing you know, it's Tuesday again. You have 2 tasks of the same thing. You're going to have to get something done. But if you don't like physical planners of, paper, I also have a calendar in my fridge where I'm legit writing down, I have to do this on Thursday. Or let's say I have to record content for my reels. I'm going to write that on Thursday. So when Thursday comes around, I have it in my physical. You don't like physical? Have it on my fridge. It's still physical, but you have to see it more often than the actual little envelope. You have it there. So now I have it in 2 spots where now it's kind of hard to procrastinate because you're seeing it everywhere you go. You're going to go in the fridge before the day's over. So it's good to have it in multiple places. And then it's another thing that I use. If you don't like physical planners, you don't like anything in your fridge, it's an app called Trello, where it's usually for scheduling content for social media, but you can use it for anything else. I use it for my groceries list. I use it for planning out my days. So like, for example, let's say a Tuesday or let's say Monday, I want to do these 5 things. I set those 5 things down. I'm going to check each one of those off because I have another list of 5 on Tuesday. Check all of them off, another list on Wednesday. So each day I'm making sure I get everything done, so I'm not procrastinating. So one thing that I did procrastinate on is actually starting this podcast. I honestly wanted to start it basically the beginning of February after I was done my social media break. And I had a list. I used Trello. I had a list of what I needed to do to start the podcast. I said I had to take pictures. I had to do research on the topic. I had to get it written out and get it recorded and get it posted for February. And I didn't do any of that. I was, putting it back. Said my hair didn't look right. I don't have a good outfit to wear for the podcast. It was so many different things I was saying I didn't have, and it made me just kept pushing it back. But basically Valentine's Day, I took some pictures. I took a solo picture just randomly, and I was like, yo, let's stop procrastinating and just use this. It's like, it doesn't have to be great, but I'm going to use this. It ended up being a perfect thing to start the podcast. I just think about just setting goals in general. 20% of people actually, set goals And out of those 20 people, about 30% of those people actually achieve those goals. So if you think of the numbers, that's not a lot of people. You think of 80% of people not even setting goals to begin with. So to be in that little 20%, and out of that 20%, being in that little 30% to actually go out and do it, it's not easy. So this thing that I'm telling you to avoid procrastination, I'm not telling you this is something that you could do overnight. You're going to actually have to try. You're going to actually have to put some effort into it using these tools that I gave you, the daily journal, this calendar on the fridge, using apps like Trello. It's still not going to be easy, but just put that effort and just know that you want this goal, you want to accomplish this thing. Just do it. Like Nike says, if you're an Adidas person too bad, just do it like Nike. So for those of you who don't know, I am a Virgo, September Virgo. I don't know about them August Virgos, but I am a September Virgo, and we are known to be perfectionists. I would say I am. I definitely like things as perfect as you can have it, but at the end of the day, perfect isn't real. There's no such thing as perfect. For example, there's no such thing as a perfect circle. You can have your little compass that you used to have back in middle school, elementary, and try to get that perfect little thing. It's not perfect. If a circle is not perfect, why do you think you have to be? You don't. You can make mistakes like everybody else, learn, grow, improve. Practice makes what? Improvement. Not practice makes perfect, because we're never going to hit that. I think of a story about a ceramics teacher. Pretty much did a study where he cut his class in half. Half A, he wanted them to make a painting every single day. So every single day they made a new piece of artwork. And pretty much at the end of the class, whoever had the most, or if the more you made, the higher your grade is. So if you made one every single day, you got an A. If you missed a couple of days, B, C, and kept going down. And in the other half of the class, their goal was to make one painting or artwork the best they can. I don't need a million of pieces from y'all. I just wanted y'all to make perfection, what you think is perfection. So by the end of the semester, who do you think did better? The people that did different artwork every single day, or the other half where they said they made one thing and they made that perfect? Who do y'all think? Basically, the people that did it every single day, because they were able to practice, they were able to learn from their mistakes. They didn't like this one thing, they learned that, color it a little different, use this, use that. So they're able to perfect not perfect, because no such thing as perfect, but they were able to improve daily on what they did and learning. These people were studying this one thing and saying, man, should I change this? Should I change this? Being undecisive, not really sure. They weren't free with it because they were stuck into making this one thing perfect, where your other half of your class is learning, trial and error, continuously getting better. And at the end of the day, they made more paintings and they had better paintings than these people that did it one at a time. That's the same thing you could use in your life. Don't worry about, if you're a creator, I'm a content creator, having that one thing that's perfect. Because at the end of the day, having one thing that's perfect, yeah, okay, cool. One thing's perfect. You're going to have to do it again. Anything that you do once or you think is great, you're going to have to do it again. So it's better to just have that practice, getting those reps up, where now you can do it consistently instead of having it that one time being perfect or trying to be perfect when, perfect at the end of the day is not even real. Characteristics of a Virgo is that we're extremely kind. So for me, I have a very big heart. Anybody asks for help, I don't mind helping them. I see somebody on the side of the street. If they're black, I might give them $1. But I'm definitely open to help as many people as I can. And, it's definitely good. It says a lot about you. But then on the other hand is you're not helping yourself. The person that needs the most help is you. And you're not helping yourself because you're giving your 24 hours to other people. Not your entire 24 hours, but that little extra 30 minutes, hour that you save from planning, from not being on social media. Now you're giving it to another person where they have 24 hours and they're probably not even using it right. So I had to learn how to say no. It's hard. Jelan, can you help me edit this video? Jelan, can you take these pictures for me? Jelan, can you do whatever? it's hard saying no because I want to help, but I don't want to hurt myself in the same way. So if you do have that big heart and everybody wants you to help with everything, sometimes you got to learn to say no. Sometimes you have to learn to be like, I got something to do. What you doing? You're not working or nothing. You off. Today's Saturday. Yeah, I'm not working, but I'm working on my goals. And you got to tell them straight like that. If they don't respect it, they shouldn't be in your life because you got goals. This just as important as working, doing your 9 to 5. Your goals should be in that same category, especially to the people that want help from you. If they don't understand that, you should have cut them off a long time ago. I don't know how stuff like that comes to me, but it does. Just my last point is take a break. I know that probably sounds the opposite of everything I've been talking today, going after your goals, cutting social media off and planning, but I feel like it's very important to take that break. You work, especially if you work hard. If you're not working hard, don't take a break. Keep going. But if you've worked hard, if you've planned the things out, you've done them, you've set that time off of social media or the time that you think is important, you set that time to do what you have to do, you have to set time to take a break, have a vacation. Because me as a content creator, the only way my content can be inspiring somebody, I have to inspire myself. I have to go out and see life. These 4 walls are not inspiring. I don't even know what color this is, but it's definitely not inspiring. So you have to go out, enjoy the life, go out, watch the movies, go to, it's kind of cold now, but the beach if it's not, go to the museum, find things that inspire you, that you're not just sitting in here trying to inspire the world and you're not inspiring yourself. And also give that time to the people that you really care about. I have a girlfriend. I need to give her my time. I have a niece and nephew. I need to give them my time. My sisters need my time. My parents need my time. I got friends that I've been dodging, which is bad, but I got to give them my time as well. Because it's not just about reaching them goals. It's about reaching them goals with the people that you love. I want this podcast to be ranked in the top 100, top 50. I'm baby stepping. I ain't going to go to top 10 yet, but I want this podcast to be ranked up there. And then once it gets there, who am I going to celebrate with? If I've been avoiding everybody just to reach my goals, set those time where they want to talk to you. They want to know how your journey's going. They want to know things about your life, but you have to make sure you set your time good in the beginning. So now you have time for them. So when you reach the mountaintop or whatever, you can still have them with you and they can enjoy the ride as well. I think of Shannon Sharp. He's on not First Take. Jeez. He has Skip and Shannon. They have their own show because Skip used to be on First Take, but they have their own show and he has a podcast as well. He's Shannon Sharp. He used to be on the Broncos, a tight end, and he's about to turn 55. So he had a podcast episode with Ocho Cinco and he said, "Are you married?"
I would have loved to have gotten married earlier in my career, but my career was the most important thing. So I was no good. But now I started to realize as I've gotten older in my life, everything that I've accumulated doesn't mean anything if I don't have anybody to share it with. And it took me spending time alone to realize that, yes, Shannon, you're great at what you do. You're in the Hall of Fame. You accomplished a lot. But at the end of the day, who do you share it with?
He said, "No, I wish I was." And the reason why he was saying I wish I was is because it was a time in his life where his goal was to do this football, to be the best he could be in football. And he was. He's a Hall of Famer now. And he has a TV show, podcast. So he's very definitely successful, but he's 55 now. He reached this level and he's realizing that he has nobody to share with. I don't remember if he said he had kids, but I know he's not married and he wish he was, so it's just find that time now. I know the goal is 100% always what you want. I want my goals. I want it to happen, but I also think about being on that age of 55 and not having anybody to share with. Yeah, it's fun to hit there, but you want somebody when you're done or everything you're supposed to be doing, the Skip and Shannon show, your podcast, all this stuff. You want somebody to come back home to and enjoy, So definitely think about that. Think about taking a break, thinking about cutting off. If it's not social media, find out something that you spend too much time on. It doesn't have to be social media. It can be video games. It could be, your Netflix, whatever it is. You got to find that out on your own. Plan. Get a daily calendar. Get a calendar on your fridge. Use the app that I said, Trello. If you don't like any of those things, find something that you can balance your time. You're not perfect. You might think you are, but I'm sorry, you're not. Definitely far from perfect. Just joking. But I'm just saying you're not perfect, and you're doing yourself a disservice to try to even be perfect. So just be the best you can, improve daily, and chase some goals. And I think that's about it, man. I think I'm done talking, my mouth all dry. Thanks for listening. This is Jelan Abrams. This is Unknown and Talented. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, leave them ratings on the podcast page, and we'll see you next week. Cool.